Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here. Welcome back to Civ 3 World War II. Alright, well, shockingly, there are no Portuguese around this place. I expected there to be. Alright, well, what do we even bomb? I guess it would only make sense. I'll probably hold off on destroying the radar tower till we get closer to the city. Let those workers get inside. I'm hoping all the sound and everything is okay. I recently moved setups, so I can't make guarantees at the moment. Is that all of them? No, I probably still have more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we should be able to get them all. Which means any more 87Bs I have should probably go down in Nampula or something. Yeah. Do I have a fighter down here yet? Yeah, I got a few. They have a cool sound effect. I like that. This would all be a lot easier if someone had just completed this one square of road. Really, any square of road here. My tanks could have gone so much farther. Wow. Well, that was a failure. Wipe out the last of the Central and Northern African British troops. There we go. We've relegated our enemies to much easier to control areas. Okay, these are going there, along with this. Yeah, for the moment they have nowhere to go. Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's just get them upgraded. New Folk Wolf. I've already got one out here, right? I don't yet. I'll put one in there. Right. New carrier. These things will just keep on heading south. Can't reach? Can reach. Shocker. Man, that tapping noise is like the most frustrating thing. Hate that. I don't know why the game does that sometimes. Wow, where do I even go from here? Guess I can reach this far, huh? I like the twin-engine planes. They're very convenient. I should put a few planes over there, honestly. Go to Irkutsk. That's right. Recently got that airport finished. These ones are too far. Any 3Gs, I'll send this batch of them back up. That was actually a risky move, because I didn't bomb Madras last term, because I couldn't. So they might have had fighters in the air, but they do not. I was going to bomb that out of spite. We have to do this one at a time. Oh, come on. And that thing still exists. Which I would love to destroy, but taking the city's a higher priority right now. I might be able to force it into a retreat. I get the feeling we're going to have to attack this city prematurely. We're not going to get it as injured as we want to. The Matilda's the biggest concern, though. If I can knock it down... Wow, okay. So we just have some India infantry now. We are attacking across a river, and they have a decent number of citizens, so... we need to soften them up. Okay, looks like it's just 2 infantry so far. They could have unfortified guys and special fortresses under there. Okay, no, that's it. I'm going to try to at least injure this thing. Excellent. It's got 6 movement, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If it heads for Madurai, it won't be able to get there before we take the city. And then we can destroy it. Okay, that city's good. Goodbye, barracks. beating on the city pretty good, actually. I had more planes over here than I thought. You're gonna wait. Because I'm probably gonna move it into Madras once we take the city. Okay. No fighter. Those guys are all going to move into that city once we take it. They're annoying. I don't think I'm even going to bother with the infantry. We're just going to focus on taking the city. And once we take the other one, those infantry get disbanded. Oh, they put in a new one. With all 6 of their gold. They don't really have anything else to build, I guess. For some reason, they had a marketplace. I can't imagine they were engaging in that much trade, so I'm not sure why they needed that. Thank you. Clean that up. Wow, they don't even do that in one turn. There we go. He should be beyond the reach of anything they can do. Unfortunately, there's no way I can get at these guys in one turn, though. But we can get close. Okay, well, I can wake up my planes now. Really? Are there more of those in there? Did we get bombed? We might have gotten bombed at some point. Don't see any Japanese at Saigon just yet. And they're gonna have a longer trek than me. I might get it before them. They have quite a few guys in there. Before we move on... I forgot, I have two Bismarcks out here, don't I? I have the Tripits and then just a standard. Or is it just the Trip? It's just the Tripits. Oh, we can hit. I also have a bunch of 88s down there. Are they still out of range of the 87B? They are! I have some in there, but still, that's frustrating. It's because they were fighting with the British. Okay, well... if they have planes, we're gonna have to get them out of the way sooner or later. Do I have a Dornier somewhere around here? Here, let me at least see what I'm looking at. Okay. We just gotta fix this. Just solve the problem right now. Probably not the best move. Okay, it worked. This place has a barracks. That's convenient. Goodbye. Okay, well now that that's done, I can move whichever one of these two hasn't moved. And these guys are still waiting. Ah, they did have a fighter, but it looks like it was just the one. Figures this country would be so massive. Take us so many turns just to get there, and it isn't even because of rough terrain. That definitely plays a role, but it's mostly just enormous wide open spaces. Yeah, let's take out their learning centers. That is the priority right now. Alright. Okay, I think that's all of them. Of course, I can't bomb that. I think he's an elite right there in the forest, or the jungle. Because unlike the computer, I don't have access to the knowledge. So I'm not allowed to cheat. Okay, they do have a road there. That's nice for me. So to connect north to south, then, all I actually have to do is put one road like there. And then this whole place is connected. Okay, Britain will probably deal with that guy for me. I didn't even know that there was, like, cities in Madagascar. I knew some people lived on it in reality, but I thought it was so few that it's barely even recognized as much of a country all its own. Are there actually that many people there? Enough for there to, you know, be a whole city? Maybe it's just because it's an enormous island, and so the mod maker wanted it to at least be recognized as something relevant, but then again, I know that people live on Greenland too, and that thing's empty in this, so I don't know. It's weird to me how many times we just outright fail. Like, we're not even hitting the... This is 5 times in a row now. We haven't hit a building, haven't hit a citizen, or an enemy unit. There. A garrison. Okay, well that's basically it for them. I think I have an abundance of planes. It gives me too many options. Most of them not very useful at any given point. But I might as well just lock the enemies down. If if they're in conflict with each other, just casually weakening all of them at once is usually a pretty good thing. They've only got like 3 guys in there. Really? You missed 5 times. Dang it. I actually had a yak in the air. I'll show him what for. He's moved quite a few yaks into there. He's really trying to hold this city that is absolutely doomed. There's no chance, really, that he's going to stop our forces. If he had attacked with these guys instead of letting me beat them all down, he'd be in a much better position. Oh yeah, I don't know if I checked yet. Now that we've taken Irkutsk, yeah, Vladivostok's the capital. You know, Japan taking that island way out there on the tip of Siberia from Russia, that reminds me of my British game, because I was doing stuff like that by the end. I was hitting Russia from Manchuria, from Korea, from Communist China, through India. I took all of northern Persia because Russia took it first. And in Turkey, like basically the entirety of Asia was a war zone with Russia, all the way up to Vladivostok, which is where the fighting originally raged pretty heavily, and I was fighting them in Europe. So, like, it was all over the place. Once we started really gaining ground, because I took the Japanese out of the picture, I was able to just focus all in on them, and I started sailing guys over from Canada and attacking their coastal cities in Siberia. I took a handful of them. It was good times. Okay. I think all the rest of these, yeah, we're just going to pile them into Taluma. Okay, now we go about the slaughter. Actually, we're gonna use... let's use these guys first. Guess we're gonna have to go through him. And the rest of them I'm going to move here for now. Now then. That's the biggest problem. Let's hit it with everything we got. These are all 87Bs? No, they're not. I don't want to move them yet. Three hit points on that guy. I'm surprised. Yeah, followed by a completely failed run. Is it just one T-34? Yeah, it is. Cool. They do only have like 5 of them total. I might have, by this point now, cut off production. If that's the case, that means most of their tanks, they got what? 4 KV-1s, 3 T-34s right here. Yeah, what we take out in this region is a big deal. We're gonna stomp on the neck of their military. Bombing infantry on hills is frustrating. They all take so little damage. Okay, I think we're making good progress on them. Down to a bunch of 3 hit pointers. We just gotta keep this up. I didn't honestly expect us to get this whole stack down to 1 hit point. So if we manage that, I'll be happy. More than happy. I'll be surprised. Okay. we didn't get them all. We got a whole bunch of them, though. Okay, let's make sure we take out this one dude. I don't think anyone else is close to escaping. No. I want a clear path to the city. But I also don't want them to get away. Ah, they can't get away. Hey, they have connected that. Cool, we can actually make some progress on this thing. Let's take out some more KV-1s. I did see them send a couple T-34s up north. I forgot about that. Those might be coming back down, making a new appearance. Man, thank goodness for 87Bs. These things are awesome. Didn't realize they had fighters in there. Probably should have. Come down here for now. These are two new security divisions. More 3Hs. More Spanish workers. Okay, so that's plenty over there. Let's pull this guy up there. You know, I thought I had... Okay, one of those security divisions, I think, is going there. And there. I've already got one here. Don't think I have one headed down there yet. Alright, well, we're continuously making progress on this front. Very slowly. I set those infantry to work ages ago, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have Kamina v these tanks before these guys ever get close. Then again, we're going to have to go through several forests. It might be faster to literally just charge across these plains. I think it will be. Because that's one turn to get there. And then we can attack them the next, instead of... Yeah, that will be faster. Not you. Forgot I even had coastal subs. I don't think I need all of these guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take them out. I don't think I really need these guys to do much of anything. They can go put a road down there, I guess. Not sure what they expected out of that. Oh, how did I not notice that? Where are you? You. Clean that. Alright, well I think that's, other than this down here, yeah, let's go finish that one too. I like having that sort of thing done. These guys are going to come down there. It's dangerous business sailing out on the open seas. I love opportunity. Just a way to level up a bunch of tanks. Always a good time. Clear that. I don't know how long this is going to take, so we're all going to do it. Okay, that should be the last insurgents up there. I'm thinking, since we injured the King George V, even just the one hit point, that it's probably going to try and return to port. And if we stop it from ever getting even close, it'll just sail directly over towards Malaysia and probably bypass our fleet, and we can sink it there. If I don't decide to use 88s to do that, which I might. What's the shortest distance any of them can go? Yep, security divisions are going that way. Okay, so I did set them off. Yeah, there are 5 there. These guys will be moving before too long. I just really want to make sure we've got the whole area under control before I send them out. Okay. Actually, I can send a few now. So you got a bunch of 88s and flaks in here. Okay, yeah. They can all go. Okay, and I've got several headed up this way, right? I'm pretty sure I already sent one to do that. Although I can't remember. That shouldn't be too difficult once we get these roads up. I don't have one over here yet. So what I should probably do is wake him up. There's one in here who's low on movement. There he is. Okay, how many tanks do I have here? Well, not a lot. And now we'll send in a wounded one. Cool. And now the rest of these should be able to seize that. That guy might get killed. Hold on. Okay, so he can't make it. Does one of these have 2 movement? Yeah. Send that out. Too many of my tanks are down here, and they can't move yet. Alright, those are all coming in to get promoted. We'll pull these 3Gs. Bring them over here. And the rest have already left. Alright, let's see here. Do I not have... Man, I need more security divisions down here. I thought I had more than I do. But I'm actually barely keeping up production. You. Actually, you build pretty quickly. You. Security divisions. That's better. Okay. So we've got everything else moved. Ooh, they're getting close. And my fleets are building up. I could move them, but I don't think there's any point in doing so. I've got enough tanks where they need to be. So I'm just going to start stockpiling over here so that whatever happens, we're at least ready to go when the time comes. I know that you can get a disease from going through the jungle. I don't know how long it takes. These guys might not even make it out alive. And I think what we're going to do as far as the road goes is beeline it straight down here so we can get to the forest as soon as possible, and then cut through these forests instead of the jungle. And then I might have them extend one out this way. Alright, well I think that's about it, so I should probably, let's see here. Not forgetting something down here. I could wake up the workers. And I think I had another worker up here who was chilling because I wasn't sure it was safe yet. We'll send him out too. Just find some people to join up with. Cool. Yeah, let's hop over to next turn. Don't know if he killed or just drove off that British tank brigade. It's a good call. It would have killed and destroyed the radar tower, probably. Where are you going, man? Ha! That'll learn ya. Yep, going right back to port. It's not going to make it. Neither is he. So France has 3 cities left, right? They've got New Caledonia, they have Saigon, and then Madagascar. I think that's it. They are now the second weakest allied power that's left alive. I forgot, China was an allied power too, and they got wiped out. I always forget about them. There's so many allied powers to keep track of. It's kind of funny if you look at the map of who joined the war and when and which side they were on in reality. You'll see that within like the last 3 months of the war, every nation on the planet, except for the Axis powers, joined the Allies. Like, all of them. Even Brazil and Argentina and Peru. Random Southeast Asian and... wow. And, Central European nations that were doing nothing the whole war. And it's kind of funny, because the League of Nations was happening, and they all wanted to get in on it. So all of them were just like, we're part of the Allies, too, even though none of them did anything with the Allies. At least in this, you only have to deal with the ones that were relevant members of the Allies. Brazil, they got a lot of stuff that's very relevant to the history of South America, but for the most part, they do little that impacts anywhere else. Even when they join the fight or lend their aid, it isn't much that they ever give anything, so, you don't expect much from them. But even Persia, they were a big deal. Partially because of their location, like where the roads and everything were in reality, but... Oh, this city. I was wondering where we were. But mostly because of their resources. They had a lot of oil. Germany needed it. So their presence in the war was an important one. China, I don't think, was ever officially one of the Allies. Frankly, I don't know if they considered Persia one of the Allies either. Persia kind of was. Just because they were good friends of Britain, because Britain stopped the coup. I don't think China was ever technically one of the Allies, or if they were, it wasn't until later. But once they did become... Once we grew closer with them, there was a lot of funding that was coming mostly from the US to China. Mostly, I think, just to oppose Japan. Now, it was mostly Belgium, and, well, Belgium and the Netherlands did a little bit. Not a whole lot, though. They tried. As did a few other nations like Luxembourg and Liechtenstein and whatnot that's around there. So they did some stuff. Poland, even though they lost their country pretty early on, their people continued to be pretty important. There was a particular division that fought, I think, in the British Army. And it was entirely made up of Polish rebels. And it fought from, like, the start of the war all the way through till the end. They were always there. They've always fought tooth and nail. I gotta give credit. Everyone, for some reason, is focused on the Ukrainians now, in reality. The conflict with Ukraine and Russia is a real conflict, that's true, but I don't know why people pretend that Ukraine somehow has this history of, like, fighting the oppression of, what do you call them? Tyrants. Like, they've had a lot of conflicts with Russia, specifically. They've usually been a part of Russia, but there's been a lot of conflicts about that in that region, sure, but very little of it was about getting out from under Russian oppression for the sake of freedom or a better government or anything. I mean, even now, people talk about what a democracy they are and everything, and they're not. They're under a tyranny that's just a little more subtle about it. But Poland, you got to give those guys credit. They've always been picked on, and mostly just because of their area. They're right between a couple of usually superpowers that are very, very aggressive about how they expand. And they mostly do just want freedom. I don't know specifically democracy, but they do want freedom. They want to be left alone. I don't know. I'd have more respect for Ukraine's struggle. Still wouldn't want to devote everyone else's money and lives to it. But I'd have a lot more respect for their struggle and the difficulties they go through. If their leader didn't act like such an entitled jerk. And if he hadn't banned religious organizations he didn't like, imprisoned journalists who spoke out against him, and call off every single literal democratic election they were having. You're going to have a tough time convincing me someone cares about democracy, whatever that means in the context, if they spend their time literally undermining fair elections. We held elections in the midst of wartime. We've done it repeatedly. Here in America, I'm talking about. So, yeah, I don't know. It's very annoying. Frankly, what it really boils down to for me is I don't care. This is nothing new for, all of Europe, really. But especially Eastern Europe. The area has been tyrannical and just like a non-stop war zone for centuries. Many centuries. I don't like Russia any more than anyone else does. They have a long history of oppression and violence, but like I've said, it's no worse than what most of the others do, including Ukraine. Ukraine, I'm assuming, there's some sort of money thing, and everyone who pretends to care about Ukraine is doing it for money reasons. There's something in there, some sort of laundering operations or something. No, they are still building tanks. Some sort of laundering operation or something that makes it relevant to people, at least to powerful people, and then they run their propaganda campaigns to get common folk to try and care about it, and celebrities and stuff, because their interests are threatened when it's threatened. That's what I assume. It could just be basic military-industrial complex type deal. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But maybe it's more. I don't know. What I do know is people need to calm down before nukes start getting fired, because that is what's going to happen if they don't calm down. At least in this one, I'll conquer the whole world before any nukes have to be fired. I'll resolve the war far earlier. It does make me kind of sad, the sort of fast-track run to victory. Let me see here. Still 5 T-34s. They replaced anything we destroyed. 2 KV-1s, though. They only built one of those. And a Soviet tank. They're building those again. 26 motorized infantry. Yeah, we cut down those numbers hard. I don't know. It makes me kind of sad that the game is going to be over before I ever get to, like... I'm never going to be able to build Hindenburgs, or if I do, I'll get them right at the end when they no longer matter. I doubt I'll ever get to, like, King Tigers and Panthers and stuff. I'm certainly never going to get my 488s, my Messerschmitt 262s, or my U-boat 21s. And that all makes me sad, because I really want to use all three of those, and high-level tanks and stuff, but I don't think it's going to happen, which is very sad. Panzer IVs are neat. It's only 25, though. Wait a minute. 25, too. It's got a 1 better attack? How much more expensive is it? It's the same price, with 1 better attack. Why? Is that not the Panzer IV? Those are scary. Tank destroyers. They have a 15 bombard. The range is 0, though. Okay, so it's like you attack them and they bombard you as you attack kind of deal. But, holy smokes, and a rate of fire of 3. They can absolutely maul people. I forgot about the Gneisenau 2s. Those are cool. I really hope I can get Panzer Grenadiers, though, because they seem helpful. Oh yeah, rocket artillery. I do imagine they'd be pretty effective. Most of the stuff from in here, like, I don't even know much about a lot of these planes. That's an upgrade of the Focke-Wulf. That's a pretty good bombard. And 5 rate of fire. Holy smokes, that's high. Can they kill? They might be able to kill. That'd be pretty cool. I don't think I would use any of these. I'm pretty sure I've looked at them before, and they're all worse than my current 88s. I really don't want to have to deal with these, though, because, you know, an 11 operational range. That's the highest I've ever seen a fighter have, I think. A decent bombard if they choose to attack, and, of course, a 10 and a 12 on their defense. Those are solid numbers against almost anything I could do. Yeah, significantly better operational range than even the jet fighter, but not better numbers. I'm pretty sure this thing is the best fighter in the game, but it's just so far away, like, you know, who's gonna get there? Yeah, we just need to focus on this. Alright, well, next turn, or next episode, we should have Thailand, all of India. We'll probably be closing on Vietnam, and then Malaysia, right? I need to look it up. These last 2 British cities in Asia. And once we have those, the entire continent will be ours, save Siberia, which is going to take a while to chew through. But that'll be it for the Allies. They will be kicked out of Asia completely, which is a huge deal, because that's a major Allied power base. So is Africa, actually, and, you know, we're getting pretty close to kicking them from that, too. And then we're going to have to get started on these islands. I only have 3 transports. I get the feeling it's all I'm going to need, though. I just load up with infantry, because I got a bunch out here. And then we just start massacring these guys. I have plenty of infantry in Africa and getting produced that can go over to America, so I don't need any of this Asian army. Like, I have not planned myself to rely on anything from this half of the world for the American conquest. I'm hoping that just the stuff I've got in Africa and Europe and preparing to go over is enough. Now let me see first, by unit, do I have any more? Let me see here. Focke-Wulfs. I got 349 88s, holy smokes. Okay, I still have another Type E, where are you? Why are you there? What is this? Upgrade you. That's it for the 3Es. I'm assuming I have a handful more, yeah, 109Fs. A lot of them, they're all focused in 2 spots. Where are those? Oh, they're all in Irkutsk. Okay, so next turn we should have all of them upgraded then. And that'll be it for all, and then we'll all have a bunch of 3Gs. Or 109Gs. Cool. What am I looking at for tanks here? 118 3Gs. Only 62 motorized infantry. That's not that many. Light divisions, 17 3Es still. 81 3Hs. I have been rapidly pumping those things out. So I now have somewhere around 300 tank divisions then, is what that means. That's another big deal. I'm up to 11 Bismarcks. I feel like I had more than that, but I must not. I like that one right there, just because it is so close. Okay, I looked at this and I thought that I had way fewer men out here. This is a big, this is a lot. I thought I had more workers too, but apparently I only had the 2, and one of them is left behind. So I'm going to have a singular worker who's actually getting stuff done down here. Everything else we're going to be relying on captured dudes. How many workers does Argentina have? 0? Oh, 12 right there. They got 3 transports and a heavy cruiser. That's really it. 25 light tanks, though. A couple of heavy artilleries, a few bombers. 32 just standard tanks. These are, I think, 14-6. Pretty sure those are their numbers. Does Brazil have a bigger army? 20 tanks. 2 battleships. Oh, yeah, they got a fleet. Kind of. No, their army's smaller. They got, I think, fewer tanks and infantry than Argentina. No, more infantry, fewer tanks. Argentina has a lot more tanks if you include the light tanks. So Argentina probably has the most military power of the South American nations. I can't see what Chile's got. They're the only other one that could be a contender. And they did conquer Peru pretty easily. It looks like they just came up and took everything except this when they made peace. I'm assuming they made peace. It's also possible that the Peruvians have been holding out against the infantry. Like, here's a possibility. Because I don't know if they're still at war and I can't check because I don't have contact with either of them. Chile conquered everything else and there's no roads around the city, it's just jungle, so they couldn't get any tanks through. So they launched their infantry, attacked the city. The defenders killed some of the attacking infantry and leveled up to elite. And now the remaining infantry that Chile has, it will not risk attacking because it doesn't see a way to beat the elites that are guarding, and it can't get any tanks in because there's no roads. So it's just not trying anything. That's a possibility too. I'm assuming there's no roads out here. Hopefully, because of all the resources and luxuries along this side, Chile actually went into it and started putting roads in. That'd make my life so much easier. Or otherwise, it is going to take forever going up this coast. And I don't intend to use my ships to do it, but the ships will probably help with this coast. The western one, or eastern coast, is far more important to me. Alright, well that's going to be it for this one. If you haven't yet, please check the link in the description for my book. If you like the look of it, give it a read, and if you like the read, give it a positive review. Otherwise, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.